Hello. Oh man. Good evening to you all. Happy to have you all here with us once again. This is Mike at Night, and we are always here on a Thursday around this time. We just about 8 o'clock. We welcome you to this session. I see that many of you have joined us already. Thanks. I see Joy, Davika, Glenda, Denison. Well, wonderful, wonderful. Glad to have all of you all. As we usually say every time, share the live. Get on to somebody and say, hey, Mike at Night is on. On this program, if this is the first time you're going to be with us, we try to deal with relationship issues and to help people to develop a better relationship with their spouse, those who are getting into it, those who are not getting into it, but those who may have been in it and it failed. We try to give you information that would help you. And tonight we are going to do nothing less than that. Trust me. So we dealt with the blended family some time ago, and we are going to deal with it again. Not blended family, but we're going to deal with another aspect of the family. And we're talking about how to tell if you're in a genuine relationship. Many people get duped because they enter a relationship with all hopes up and then recognize that the hopes are dashed because the person is not genuine, the person has ulterior motive, the person came to pass. That is a biblical phrase. They came to pass. Yep, that's how some people are. Um, so let me welcome everybody who's on. Joan, nice to have you on from Virginia, which means she's not working tonight. Or if she is, she's on the job. Timothy, good evening to you. All right. So I want you to share the live, share it on your page, call somebody and say that we are on. I want to make sure that we have enough persons on to be able to get tonight's topic. For the topic tonight must be impactful to everybody who has ever been in a relationship. And it is important to those who have not been in a relationship and to be. So let's go first of all, pay some bills. Pastor Madbury Smith.
Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face to face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868 688 5363 or go to my website www.michaelstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling.
And let me tell you, do not underestimate the value of getting counseling. Premarital counseling, pre-relationship counseling, post-marital counseling, post-relationship counseling. Don't underestimate the value of it. You could save yourself a lot of heartache. But let me tell you, we have an exciting program coming up. This is a discussion program. It is going to be awesome. People have sent in some questions that I'm going to be anxious to hear the Davids, that is Lisa and Ronald David, answer those questions. It is some intimate questions on sex. The topic is free and frank sex talk. We're going to tell it like it is. And these two people are relationship experts. They are specialists in family life and mediation, etc. They would be able to handle many of the questions that you ask. You're looking forward to it. This is going to take place tomorrow, the 24th, 8 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. We're giving you time to get home from work, settle down, put aside the children, because some plain talk is going to come out of those things that we're going to talk about, or some things that you normally would not talk to the average person with, but we're going to talk about it. This is why it's on Zoom and not on Facebook. But you've got to register. If you are interested, it's not too late for you to send me a message to say that you want to register, and I'll send you the form for you to register. It's an electronic form, and the number that you need to send it to, the WhatsApp number is 868 688 5363. You're going to see it come up on the screen during the program because the director said we'll put it up at some point in time. 868 688 5363. That's the number. All right. So there you go. I think those are the things that are coming up for now. Let's go now to I hope you all share the live. We're waiting on you all to make sure that you share that live. Veronica, Joseph, good evening. My dear lady, Patsy Greg. Nice having you. My sister, Deanne Robinson from the United States. Good to have you. Yes, Joseph Fiorello, right? Nice having you. Lenora Francis Moses. Yeah, I think I might have to do like Sanford. You ever see Sanford and Son? Sanford and Son are 2-3 glasses. I have to wear 2-3. Yeah, nice. Happy Thursday to you, Lenora Francis Moses. Good to have you. Yes. All right. Hey, Leon. Leon Lewis. Good to have you, man. Good. Tobago Joe. Hey. Oh, Joe. That's right, Joe. I didn't catch you there before. All right. Hey, Carol, you made it. I know that she had another engagement. I think was it Bible study she had tonight. Yes. Charming boys. Good to have you. Share the life, people. Share the life. We're going to talk about how to tell that you are in a genuine relationship. How many of us have gotten into a relationship and recognized that the person was not as genuine, forthcoming as we put ourselves into the relationship? Or some of you might have been guilty. You are not genuine. Yeah. So there we have that situation where we enter into a relationship and we say things and we operate in relationship with things that we don't mean. So let's say for the example, you're going into an elevator. When you enter in the elevator, manners will tell you you will say certain things, but you really don't mean it. Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing? And you enter the elevator. You really don't want them to answer how they're doing, except they would just give you a short answer. Fine. Good afternoon to you. If they try to answer that question, you are going to be highly annoyed, because those are things that we do, but we're doing it out of pleasantries, but we really do not mean. Sometimes we get into a relationship and there are people get into the relationship, say and do things, but they really do not mean what they're saying. They have become so skillful at going through the routine in this relationship that they are just saying things, doing things because of the routine of it. Right? So we call that the social lubricant. Let me say that again. The psychologists call that the social lubricant. When you lubricate something, it makes it smooth and easier to handle and so on. So saying good morning to somebody is a social lubricant. It makes things easier in the relationship. When you ask somebody, when you enter the home and the person says, oh, make yourself at home, that's a social lubricant. You're just making it easy, but you really do not want them to make themselves at home, especially if they are strangers. Because to make themselves at home means if they're hungry, go to your fridge and find what there is there to eat. But this person is a visitor. You don't want them to do that. You understand? So I want you all to keep that in mind, the social lubricant. Some people get into relationships and the person does the social lubricant routine. They're nice, they compliment you, they give you all kind of, they stroke your ego with many things. Let's take it from the men's standpoint. He always talks about how gorgeous you look and how charming you are and so on. But some of these people are trained, they train themselves to be that nice person. And you go and tell your girlfriend, oh, I met this guy, he's so nice, he's so pleasant and so on, he's so charming and so on. But it doesn't mean anything to him. If you listen to him, he's going to be telling somebody else that too. Yeah? All about me. Have you met those? And ladies are also like that. There are some ladies who will come into your life and they will tell you how handsome you look and how much they appreciate your company and how they love to talk to you and so on. But they are looking to get their rent paid. Some of them looking to get you to sponsor them lunch. Some of them are looking to be able to get into a relationship that they are able to gain from your presence in their life. Social lubricant. You have to look out for them. Blessed night to you, Lisa, Wilma, Hamlet, Sandra Lamb. Yes. Oh, look, come in, come in, come in. I want you to remember that word, social lubricant. If you want, post it in the chat because I want you all to learn these things. So, you need to be able to recognize when somebody is sincere and when somebody is insincere. Because sincerity is what starts a relationship properly and what keeps a relationship. Sincerity. Insincerity is what destroys a relationship. So you've got to learn as much as possible to pick up the sincere people in you. So we're going to talk about some things as we go along. Um, so let me say, let's go give you them in the list as we go in there. Right? Number one, in order to know whether you're in a relationship that is genuine from your side and also from the other person's side, I want you to examine your blind spot. Your blind spot. What is your blind spot? The blind spot is a spot that we all have when we think good about somebody, we think well about somebody. We are blind in the early stages to their faults. Let me give you an example. You'll have a 17-year-old girl beginning to lime a boy, and the parents or the friends saying, "Girl, that boy not good, that boy is a womanizer." And she will defend that boy down to the ground because she likes him. She has assimilated him in a very positive way. Some of these girls that they announce, the police says they are missing. They're not really missing in danger. They have left and gone off with a boyfriend. There's some girls that would hang around some boys, and the boys can't tell that these girls here are going to milk you. I've listened to 9-year-old boys talk about going to school, giving girls money, and so on, and then the girl left him for somebody else. 9 years. And I said, but so why are you so heartbroken? Well, because after I took my lunch money and so on that my parents gave me, and I was giving her so that she could buy things because she would come and ask every morning for something to eat. She didn't have something to eat. I thought she would have been loyal to me, but she leaves and goes with her friend. I'm surprised 9-year-old children fighting up with her. But what breaks their heart is the fact that they thought that this girl would have been a certain genuine person. It's what we call in psychology pre-digested thinking. What is pre-digested thinking? Pre-digested thinking is I tend to digest somebody else in a way that I ignore any other aspect of them. So you meet a girl, you really like the girl, you do not cater for if this girl is not genuine or if this guy is not genuine. It happens with parents also with their children. Their parents would always doubt you that their child does something. Yeah? That their child did a particular thing. Yo, I remember chatting with a lady, and others came and said that her daughter was on Facebook, provocative clothing, and with lewd, just suggestive pose. And the mother said, no, pre-digested thinking. Because as far as she's concerned, my daughter will never. No, my daughter sings in the choir. My daughter, everybody loves my daughter. My daughter is so mannerly. Or they would not believe how mannerly that girl. Everybody likes her. That's not my daughter. I said, Miss, are you on Facebook? No, I don't go around those things there. So we allowed her to see a peep on Facebook. She was horrified. Yeah. So we pre-digest people. But here's what. So when you meet a guy and you meet a girl, people will be warning your body person, and you will risk your friendship with your family for this new person. And then when you go out there, the person is as abusive as ever. But you know, after you go out there and you recognize the real person, you pre-digest them now in a completely opposite way. This way, you say that this person is bad, and you're trying to convince everybody. This man I was with, the man was abusive, and he take advantage of me, and you're trying to convince everybody, and everybody telling you, but no, he's so manly, he's so nice, and he's such a church fella, and so on. And you're not hearing that. You have now digested them a different way. Yeah, so that's a blind spot. So you've learned two words today for some of you. You have learned, you all posted it, social lubricant, right? And now you have learned the whole aspect of a pre-digested thing. All right. So watch those blind spots. Watch those ways how people manipulate us by taking advantage of that blind spot. So if you get into a relationship with somebody and that person knows they are not genuine in the relationship, they are capable of taking advantage of your blind spot because they'll treat you nice in the upfront. You will love them for who you see them as you perceive them. And they will be doing things in your absence, away from your face. Your best friend will say, you know, your boyfriend hit on me. You will not take that serious. You will think that is your girlfriend trying to thief your boyfriend. You've seen that so often because you pre-digested the person. The person is taking advantage of your inclination to think well of him because of how much you like him, and vice versa. Are you all getting me? You all tell me if you are getting me. Just let me know. I want to make sure I don't not losing you all here, because this is important stuff we're going down here with, and I need you to understand the basics. If you get what I'm saying, tell me you get what I'm saying. So the blind spot is what causes people. Nice, Stacy. Thank you very much, Stacy. And or if you don't want to type, people could just put up the heart so that we see it. The blind spot is what causes people to get hurt in relationships because they are unaware. You ever hear this song? Take time to know her. Right. Take time to know the person. Don't get too tied up. All right. So that's one. I see the iPad starting to lose power. So as we're going down a relaxed day, we might have to cut for a commercial to come back so that I could put it into charge. Sometimes we believe somebody so much. Sometimes we believe somebody so much that we actually say they will never lie to me. Sometimes we say that about our children too. We say that about our wives or boyfriend. They will never lie to me. When they're lying blind, probably right, that's why they call it the blind spot. To you about things that happening. Yeah? So be careful about that. They will exploit your willingness to believe them because you love them. That's real. It's called a psychological blind spot. So let me just give you some of the things that hints inside of this psychological blind spot. Here's what is going to support that blind spot philosophy. Number one, if you have a high tolerance level for excuses, you will have a blind spot that hide. What does high tolerance level for excuses is? The high tolerance level for excuses is sometimes your children will come and give you an excuse why they didn't do the homework, why they didn't clean their room. And parents will swallow almost any excuse. There are some parents who will swallow anything. child say. But we're talking about relationships here. Have you ever been in a relationship? Only talk to me now. Have you ever been in a relationship? Have you ever heard of somebody being in a relationship? The evidence is in front your face that the person warning you. Right there. And you will ask the person about the very thing you saw with your own eyes. And they give you an excuse. And you begin to doubt yourself. That's a high tolerance level to excuse. Carol said people can be good with mass, but can't keep it on forever. That's right. That is why give people time to reveal themselves. Don't get into relationships early. This thing about meet somebody tonight and 2 nights later, or let's sleeping together, or the person moving 1 week later. No, 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 no. You are only meeting with 15% of that person. 85% is underwater. It's called an iceberg. You don't do that. Give people time to surface. Hey, my partner Edward Jones, what's up, my boy? The oh boy, them daughters of mine have me wrapped. Yes, Ted, as to you, sir, you gone through. Your daughters and them running rings around you. My tolerance level for excuses with them real high. Yeah, Lisa say you're in denial of the truth. Oh, of course, of course. Yeah. Listen to Sparrow's Calypso. Well, I know I'm talking to a wide audience that is not just local audience. So some of you may not know who Sparrow is. The mighty Sparrow. He sang a song, The Lying Excuses. I don't know the song in detail, but I know that part of the song. He says that the woman that you caught me with, and you saw me hand down inside of the blouse is because I was holding she for the police. That was one of the excuses he gave. And the song chorus says, that is all, that is all, that is all. And when you see me hand down inside her she chest, is because I was searching to see if she had a gun. And that is all, that is all, that is all. And when I wrap she and we fall down in the sand and you see me whining, it was because I was covering she from the bees or something so that was attacking, that was causing him to whine. And he said, that is all, that is all, that is all. Lying excuses. Sharon, you know Calypsonian man, Sharon. Sharon say, you know Sparrow. Yeah. Edward say, moving in with someone after 2 days is a guest house. I have met people who said that they have met somebody. It's the second time they're meeting the person. They said they met the person the first time in a function. The second time they met them in another function, they went home together and they've been living together after that. Of course, the relationship never did last. The relationship ended soon after that. But it's horrendous when the people have children who seeing this intervention of this new spouse, whether it's a man or a woman, and the person changes. From the time the child starts calling the person uncle, you change, and he's the next uncle again, and the next uncle. How big is your family? So, yeah. So that blind spot is when you have a high tolerance level for excuses. You've got to be wise enough to tell yourself, mm-mm, the man promised to marry you. Here's what he tells you. We're getting real, eh? He tells you, me and my wife, we just living together because we're not really getting along. The marriage break up long time. So it's you I love and I will marry you. So you say, okay, you're waiting for him to marry you. Then he comes with the excuse. Well, the children are wrong, the age they are wrong, I can't leave them right now because me and the children close and I can't really leave them now and so on. You say, okay, you go wait a couple of years. You wait a couple of years. The man still ain't marrying you. So now the children go at certain age and he says, well, the wife has been with me for so long, it kind of hard because she say if I leave her, she will kill herself. That time your poor wife ain't even know what going on, And the next lady is sucking in all of this. she says she will kill herself, and I don't know what I will do if she kills herself, because them children will hurt the children and them, so I have to stay. And so I have heard so many of it, and I'm surprised that people sucking on all of these things here. You must know when a relationship is genuine or not. Look at how long some men run in the relationship in singlehood with you. When he introduce you as a friend. He's my friend. Not introducing you as no fiance, no girlfriend, no wife, no nothing. He's my friend. You take that? Hello? You're talking reality. Hey, by the way, if all just join us, all make sure you join us tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for that talk on sex, free and frank sex talk tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But you've got to send me a message on my telephone number 868-688-5363. You're going to see the number coming up, because that is going to be awesome. You see, Lisa and Ronald David, they will blow your mind with some stuff. They ain't holding back nothing. They're just not crass, but they're raw. All right. Sometimes the man even giving the lady a ring to hold. Yes. Engagement for 10 years plus. I have met people. A couple. They are, well, they're not even engaged. In a relationship for 17 years. Had children in that same relationship. The children got married before them. And the man tells me, when I ask him, why is it you're not marrying the lady? He says, he ain't rushing into nothing. He want to make up his mind. And he taking the time to make up his mind. 17 years. He making children for him. Children married already. High tolerance level for excuses. I couldn't tell the lady to dust it. It's not in my position to tell somebody what relationship to leave. I tried not to do that. But I will tell you, that certainly is a relationship that can't be genuine. Yeah. Edward said the ring and all rusty. Amen. All right. Watch that. Stop taking excuses, but don't rush into things either. Don't be too hasty to conclude that something is an excuse. Investigate it. Second, the unusual acceptance of the shortcoming of the other person. That unusual and unnatural, you know the person has a fault. They doesn't lie. Well, talk to me, people. They're lying to you blank. And they don't keep their promise. They promise to take you out. Promise to come and pick you up. Such a time. They have faults and they are not acknowledging their faults. But you are tolerating it over and over. I'm not saying that you go and insult the person and so on. But you must know, no man, they are not somebody of the word. These are certain signs that tells you this person has some issues. There are some shortcomings, but you're accepting their shortcomings. Now, there are some shortcomings that you will accept. Let's say that somebody usually late, but the person generally is good in every other aspect of their life. I don't see you making an issue with that. But you're seeing shortcoming after shortcoming. One, they're late. Two, there's lying. And you catch them lying. Three, when they vex, just lash out, call you hurtful names, hit you, embarrass you, then turn around and say sorry. And they will do that over and over again. And you put up with what you expect. Tell me. What do you expect? This person not genuine? You have to set the standard. Set the standard for it. You all hear me? Oh, yes, actually. Hey, you know, Leon and Sid, I need somebody, as I just saw Edward post The Flood on the Main Road. That is a song. The Flood on the Main Road. That is a next excuse song. Somebody was saying that they want me to, because the previous mic at night I had, I would play songs and music and so on. There must be some way I should be able to do that. So that we could interlude it with some of these relevant songs that bring out the message. So we're going to talk about that. So yes, flood on the main road. You all could Google that and check and see that song. The guy is supposed to go and pick up his babes late. He know that he is late and she will be vexed. So he tells her there was a flood on the main road. The song is saying, why destroy a good relationship when a little lie will preserve the relationship? So a flood in the main road, she go quarrel. So I go lie. Yes, yes, yes. Lisa said you have to teach them how to respect you. Therefore, that's it. That's right. When people think they could get away with you with the things they're doing, their shortcomings. Everybody have shortcomings, but oh heavens, man, you must be working on them. You can't just accept your own shortcomings. You must work on them. So when you allow people to magnify their shortcomings, then you are actually teaching them to disrespect you. And by putting a stop to that, you are actually instilling respect. I agree with that. Jacqueline says, when standards are set, he walks away. You know, and that is the thing in truth. When people have no standards, you attract people who lack standards because you have set none. But when people set standards, the people who are unable to adhere to standards really walk away. And true, you know, Jacqueline, you're absolutely right. People, share the line. Share the line. We're going good. So, one is high tolerance level. Number two, unusual acceptance of the flaws of people. Number three, some people fear the repercussion if they challenge a person of what they suspect, of the situation, whether it's a flaw or their lies or whatever it is, they know this is lie. But if I tell them that I found out the lie, or for them to justify their position, they would get vexed. So you hush your mouth. No, 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 no. So you now becoming disingenuous in your own relationship. I think people should feel free in a relationship to say how they truly feel. And you must have your relationship where the spouse respects the fact that you say how you truly feel. Now, how you feel may not be true in its reality, but it does not negate the fact that that is how you truly feel. But you must have at least the right to say. So when people are in a relationship and they feel muzzled, I don't feel I could say my mind. Hey, so if you have, yeah. Lisa, that is a question that some people ask me. Before I forget, people want to ask when you're saying your mind concerning the sexual relationships that you're not happy with the sex. Um, they want to know how to say. So people have asked me that. So Lisa, I'm gonna leave you all on. Take that one down for tomorrow. Yeah. Veronica say when there is a low self-esteem, you will accept anything. I with you there, Vero. Yep, I am with you there. You say Jeep break down, so you jump in the Jeep break down and you jump in a maxi. Yeah, I mean your new song, you know. Um, that maxi stopped at every stop. Yeah. All right. So we're going. Is it that it's stuck on my end here? Okay. I'm not seeing mine rolling. All right. So that if it was stopped, Director would have to. Number three. So we had high tolerance level for excuses. Number two, unusual acceptance of the shortcomings of others. Number three, fear of the repercussions. Number four, you question your own gut instinct. Question. You're telling yourself something is not right. But you don't want to follow it through. You don't feel comfortable in saying it. You don't want to ask any questions because of the person how they. But you know, sometimes we, especially with women, and I don't want men to get offended here. Let me just say this: that something about women, they have a kind of, it's not instinct. The animals have instinct. A discernment. Some feeling comes up inside of a woman that I don't believe God blessed men with. So a mother would have a daughter who has become pregnant, and the mother would recognize that something not right with this. The mother would recognize this child, even if it is not a pregnant daughter, would recognize that her baby is not well. But the baby is really not doing anything that says that the baby is well, but she picks up. Something makes her pick up that this child is not well. But she also picks up with her man that I do feel he's not dealing with me as though things normal with us. He's a bit withdrawn. He's different. Picks up. Whereas with a man, the daughter have to get full blown pregnant before he even notice. Intuition, yes, okay, Jones. Thank you very much for the word. That is the word I wanted. Intuition. God has blessed women with intuition, so they pick up things way earlier. Some of them overthink it, and pick it up too early. Yeah. So that one is there. So that intuition. And we doubt our intuition. And sometimes men have it too. But we don't have it as alert, but we have it. And we doubt it. Something about this woman. She changed the way she talked. Hostile about something. She's vexable. And by the way, but the thing that women that get so mad with us is that we don't take a hint, don't take a clue. They're trying to signal to us that they are angry with us, they are happy. We going about with business normal. We may ask, everything all right? And because she say yes, she's hoping that we still pick up in her yes, everything is all right. She's not all right. And we move on. Anyway, guys, for next. Next, I don't know which number that is. That is two, or this is about the fifth one I'm giving. Um, Wondering if you will look silly or stupid if you ask a question of something that you suspect. Because let me tell you, somebody who does not want you to dig too much into things that becoming evident would intimidate you with their anger, irritability, and vexation because they're trying to get you not to pursue line of questioning. So that has made you feel as though you're stupid, make you feel as though well you're asking stupid questions, you're intruding, you're overthinking. But sometimes you may be right, So those are things that take place inside of it. Yep. So next time I tell you, we're gonna have some music because look, you all give me 3 songs there that we're gonna be playing. I wonder if eh, yeah, I will find a way to be able to do that. Because that one, the Jeep breakdown, I would have liked to hear that. And the one with Sparrow and Flood on the main one. All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to give you some more. Share the live. Thank you all for being on. And we are going to give you some more information that would help you. You're going to hear the promotion concerning that program that we have tomorrow, Free and Frank Sex Talk. Yep. So we're going to be right back.
Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face to face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868 688 5363 or go to my website www.michaeletstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling.
Yeah, remember, if you need counseling, don't be afraid to call. Make sure you make that call. Don't wait until things fester and it get worse. All right, so let's talk about this one for tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait for it. And let me tell you, people have already started while we are on here. I saw you all registering and sending me the information. We'll send you the registration form immediately after this program. Thank you very much for showing your interest. I think we have quite a number of people already who have registered. This is Free and Frank Sex Talk. It is tomorrow, Friday. Don't get mixed up and think it is Saturday. It is tomorrow, Friday, 8 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Ronald and Lisa David. They are going to answer your questions on sex. Some of those issues that you have been difficult for you to face in your own relationship. Some of the things that you never knew that you wanted to get straightened out, that you were afraid to straighten out. Some of the things that you wanted to say that you couldn't say yourself, they are going to tell you what are the things that need to be addressed in it. And men, we like to think that we are the greatest sex horse on the tongue or on the farm. A lot of our women don't think so. They think that we're limping. So get your ego in check for when we start to talk tomorrow. Some think that we just be a bit too quick for the finishing line. We don't take long on the track. You see, this is why we can't talk this thing on Facebook. Anyway, I'll register me. Call me at send the message to 868-688-5363. Whether you are married or not married, you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, you need to register. This is not for couples. This is for everybody. Once you're over 18 years of age, nobody under 18 must register, please. And thank you. Yes, Beatrice and Paul, good evening. Nice having you. All right. Correct Clark. Right. Okay. So we are back. So let's talk about how to tell that you are being played. We're talking about that if you are being played. I want to talk about something called the dark triad. The dark triad. What is the dark triad? Well, this is something that researchers Delroy L. Polhus and Kevin M. Williams did in 2002. They did a research and they came up with these three things that affect relationships as how the relationships would unfold. Three things. That is why they call it a triad, but they call it a dark triad because it happens to be a personality disorder. Here's what they say. The three things are one, narcissism. You all know about that. And another one called Machiavellianism. Machiavelli, if that is has some historical precedents which we don't have time to go into here. And psychopathy. Right? So let's see if we could take them one by one. Psychopathy, some of us getting into relationship with people who are psycho, You look at somebody and they look normal. They operate normal. But some people are really psychopaths. They're not steady. The elevator doesn't climb to the top. They don't go in straight lines. They zigzag. They are unstable. And if you want to know how unstable they are, let the relationship go into crisis. You will see how that psychotic, they will do things, say things, embarrass you ways you never expected because you thought you were dealing with a normal person. Not everybody that dress and look fine settled. There are some people more than others suffering from mental. So this person has what the psychologists call an antisocial personality. An antisocial person. That they don't integrate well. They don't have what we call empathy. Have no remorse at all. Empathy is I can put myself in a person's shoes and feel for them. So you in a relationship with somebody. So, madam, you in a relationship with the person. And you are expressing a hurt that you are feeling, whether it is A hurt from the person that you're talking to, your very spouse, or a hurt you experience from somebody else, your family member, somebody in your work, whatever it is. And you're expressing that. This person who is as the antisocial type of person, they can't put themselves in that. They will tell you, oh, grow up. You let that bother you? They're not empathetic at all. Do you all know those sort type of people? I don't want to lie on anybody, but there are some. Do you all know that there's people like that out there? They have no empathy except something deals with them personally. Once it doesn't deal with them, it has nothing to do with them. They don't care about you and your feelings. If you want, from what the psychologist says, this is the worst personality trait you could find in somebody. Somebody who just cannot feel. You know what it is to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't try to even appreciate what you are going through, just because they think that what you are going through is nonsense or is trivial. They don't even want to recognize that it is trivial to them, but it is not trivial to you. Somebody who's empathetic and in touch with their with their full self would feel for you because you are going through something, even though you are not going through it. So that person there has no remorse. This is the type of person who is psychopath. This is the type of person who will hurt you and do have remorse. I've seen people who have been hurt. Let's say it's unfaithfulness, infidelity, and the person that they have been unfaithful to is crying their eyes out. They're going to work with their eyes dark. They have to wear dark shades to go to work because they are so embarrassed, and they're going to work. Or they have a black eye because the very person hit them in the eye. But the person who perpetrated the pain, as far as they're concerned, if you did behave yourself, if you did talk properly to me, if you didn't do that, you would not have had that situation. But don't think that this is only men who have that flaw, There are some women who hurt men feel sin. Dark triad. Josie answered emotional intelligence. Imagine that in a leader, a head of the household. Yep. Well, if you have a leader who is a psychopath or the father of a home, head of a household, a leader in some organization, and that person doesn't have empathy, or emotional intelligence, and so on, you're in big trouble in that organization. Yeah. All right. Lisa says some people have severe trouble past, which manifests itself in some real unexpected ways. Oh, I think she's saying that there are some people come through some stuff. And yes, some people have come through some stuff. And then later on, a lot of things manifest themselves um, in ways that you never did. Yeah. Yeah, Timothy, it's real talk going down here. Where do you think it is? I'm telling you. Here's the place to be on a Thursday at 8 o'clock. So, we dealt with that. The Machiavelli style is the other one, where we call it a high Mac, where this person is a very highly manipulative. They know how to manipulate things for their own. And for you, you ain't skillful to match them because he's a high Mac person. They know high science of how to get what they want. Oh boy, I tell you, I've seen some relationships with such manipulation where somebody, you could get into a relationship where somebody marries you and marry you for they are manipulating something. You have people who marry into a rich family only because they are going to get, but they know how to get in. They know how to play the role well. They know how to be able to manipulate. Let's say the person is unfaithful. They know how to manipulate the person who they are being unfaithful to get the best out of them. They bring gifts, say sorry, make up with the person, be nice, nice, nice. And as soon as the person forget about that and say, okay, then let me try again, back. So these are personality traits that where the person is very manipulative, they're deceitful, and they always up to trickery. You know of anybody like that? You want a list? If you do have a list, you want a list? Smart, who manipulate themselves. Let me tell you, if you follow what happening with them, many of these celebrities and entertainers and so on, there's a particular high profile international person who is not the first time that they have gotten married, made a child for a rich celebrity, and then leave them while pregnant. Because inside of the agreement, many of them have this prenup agreement, there is a certain amount of inheritance and money that is given for seed for the woman who they are in a relationship who gets pregnant. And there's a particular one that has been doing it, making millions of dollars. That's a career, a job, that's manipulative. And the story is told in the social media that she would claim soon after getting pregnant, she will claim abuse. And many of these men have denied ever abusing her and have no idea where this accusation come from all of a sudden. And she will leave. But she will leave with a largesse. Yes, 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 yes. All right, my friend, I understand. That person know who I'm talking to. Yeah. Person who tell me they have no words tonight. I understand. That is between me and you. Nobody else had to know that. Machiavellian. Three. So we talk about a psychopath, the triad, the dark triad that these researchers, Delroy and Kevin, came up with in 2002. They did the research. Psychopath, Machiavellian, narcissism. Well, as to narcissism. Narcissism is this excessive self-regard. They're so full of themselves. They think they're the hottest thing. You know, when you go with somebody who is highly good looking, a beautiful woman, well-shaped woman, handsome guy, flat stomach, robust looking, successful and so on. You might be going with somebody who is narcissistic. They think they are so good. Not all of them. You do have some good-looking women, successful women who are not narcissists. There are some men who are handsome, not narcissistic. But I'm saying that they have said many of these people. And would you believe I was reading where it says many of these people who go on social media and need to post up their picture every day, 2 and 3 times a day, posing over and over. Many of them, the research says, have narcissistic tendencies. They like themselves. You got to see them every day, plenty pictures, and they are unstable people. Now, I don't want you to think because they see a beautiful and handsome person on social media that they are narcissistic, but they are just saying that. Right? And those people have an excessive self regard. Pretty face, handsome face, bad character. You see, that is the next song. Pretty face and a bad character. Yeah, that is a Jamaican song. Some of you don't know about that. All right. So, excessive self regard, heightened arrogance. Because you are beneath me. You should be glad that you are with me because I'm handsome. A man like you should be glad to be seen with me because I'm a beautiful woman. So there's an arrogance that they have. And so let me tell you, I see some people and it is like chalk and cheese when they get together. Remember, and you ask yourself, I wonder if they recognize that the distance in one to the next, though we are not supposed to look at physical things, but people do make physical judgment. The distance in the two of them, in the way they present themselves, their public self, one may very well think that they are doing the next one a favor by even being, and they may very well take advantage. So they have emotional abuse, violence, the person that they believe is deserving of the abuse that they get. I remember a friend of mine. This friend of mine said that they were going to go with into a relationship with a much older man, a settled, successful older man. He has money, and she admitted to me, right? One, all I want is this. I just want to marry a rich old man who will take care of me, live comfortable life. Plus, older than I am, so which means he's most likely going to die before me, and then I will get benefits such as the house and all. I said to her, I remember telling her, I said, let me tell you, if you go with this man, he's older than you are, he's successful, he has everything. You think he's not aware that the chances are you are going to be with him for what he has? He said, well, I don't care. As long as the guy getting the benefit of the relation. I said, but isn't that he's purchasing you with his wealth and possession? And if he figures he is purchasing you, won't he treat you as a purchased item? Nah, he ain't gonna do that. This real story I'm telling you. Because many of these fellas are narcissistic, eh? Because they know they have that, they know that a lot of young ladies want them. They may not be good looking, but their wallet is quite handsome. So anyway, when I saw her next time, she said she did in with him and going good. I don't even think it was a year later when I saw her and the whole thing. Said, nah, I couldn't take that. He talking to me as he like and the abuse and so on. I couldn't take that, Mike. I above that. You could have you hear what the topic is tonight? How to tell that your relationship is not genuine. That one you walk into it wholesale. Yes, wholesale. Oh, yes. Thank you for the person who's reminding me to charge my laptop, my iPad. My wife did bring the charger, so it's charging. So I've been able to. It's right up back now to 21%. It was really down. I was about to cut off. So thank you for reminding me. But I did say I would have gone to a break in order to charge it. You see, I have some loving viewers and listeners out there. How nice. Jason says many old rich men leave most of their assets for their children. You got that right. And it shocks some of them when they realize a will is made and you are left out when you got married for the possessions and they left it all for the children and left you with little or nothing, if anything. And many times you are put out of the home by the children. Thank you, Denison, for reminding us of that. Lisa says that is how they compensate for their low self-esteem by posting on social media. Yep. Yep. Because if you're okay with yourself, why do you need to do all of that? Why do you need to post so often and post yourself every time? So is it that you're unsure about something? It's like a poor man. A poor man would wear chain on his neck, ring on his fingers, band on his hand, earring on his ears, And the chain around his neck is 2, 3 chains. He wears almost his whole possession, his worldly possession, he wears on him in one go. Expensive shoe, expensive clothes. From the time you see somebody put on and deck themselves off like that, they are dirt poor. You could almost tell yourself that. And they are trying to show themselves as rich. I know of rich people. I know of some filthy rich people. And the way they dress, you'll never believe they're rich. Because they don't need to impress nobody. Went to the bush with one. And I'm there going through the bush, trying to navigate the bush. And I have on a shoe and I look back. The guy who has all that wealth, barefoot, going through the bush. I said, didn't you come with the boots? He said, no, I like to feel the earth. He's in a short pants, a torn jersey. I could imagine some of us, if we had to go there, we're going to buy a new overall jumper down there and look flashing. No, real rich people don't need to show their riches. They just know they're rich. I'm telling you. So stop fooling yourself. Once you see that, tell yourself the person is not living a real life. Okay, what time is it? Let me see. I am terribly sorry. I did not know we met down to the end of the hour. And we haven't even covered all the things we want. All right. So, but is that narcissistic part there that we just covered, where the person has the excessive self-regard, heightened arrogance, emotional abuse and violence come out of it, and so on. All the other things that we're going to have to leave. Who knows? We might be able to do it another time. But before we go, let me just remind you: tomorrow, free and frank sex talk. It's on Zoom. It's not on Facebook. That is where you, if you want, you could join, and because some people little bashful. I could understand that. Some people little religious, and they don't want to be talking ungodly and unholy and carnal things such as sex. I understand that. So you can come on, register. You just call or send, well, preferably you send a message to the number that is on the screen, 868-688-5363, and then I will send you the registration form. Once you fill out the registration form, you are going to be registered. I will send you the code to get on. If you are bashful, you can leave your video off. You don't have to talk. You don't have to say nothing. You all you do, if you wish, you could unlock your video and you can interact and talk and so on. Some people are open enough for that. We're all happy for that. But we're not forcing you. You could just sit and listen and gain all the information that you. Right, people? So, as we go, it was once again a pleasure. And I want to thank Sidney Jones for being an awesome man and an awesome director. And hoping that he's going to give us where we could be able to play some music in the next session that we have. I want to also thank Leon Lewis, who is the founder of Label. Some of you are on the Label chat. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much. My name is Michael Stewart, and this is Mike at Night. See you next.
Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship,